We're live. So Jacob, we usually go through some vocal practices here to get everybody ready for a fantastic show. So I like to do a little bit of Anchorman, which is unique New York. Unique New York. The Human Torch acquired a bank loan today. The quick brown fox jumped over the lazy dog. And as we learned last time on the show from our good friend Bob, oh dang it, what was it? The unicyclist bought a pair of pants. So I think that should cover. Do you got any that you've ever had to deal with before?
Not really. I've had to like the purple pickles across the pattered pond or stuff like that. A bunch of peas in a row, and that was
a lot of peas. All right, purple pickle pattered across the pond. All right, I'll come up with something on that one. Anyways.
You're the first person to actually have one for us, so that's kudos to you.
Yeah. All right, without further ado, welcome back, shooters. Oh, I gotta mute my my own phone here. I'm just babbling around. Holy cow, it's been a while here, everybody. So thanks for tuning in to Shootin' Straight Handball Podcast with JD and Joey. As you guys are all well aware, it's a terrific Team Handball Tuesday and a big night for America, and that's all we're going to say about that. We are joined today by a new guest to the show and a new man on the handball scene, Jacob Roberts. Jacob, how are we doing tonight?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm happy to be here.
Do you go by Jake or Jacob? Does it matter?
Either one doesn't really matter.
All
My
right.
coach calls me Robert, so really whatever.
Okay. Hey, we're all J power name group here, so we're all about the J's.
J cubed.
Exactly. And speaking of other J's, we're back. Joey's back in the house, everybody. Give Joey a round of applause. Where's he been? No.
It's been pretty hectic. Yeah, but I'm happy to be back. Happy to be back,
Well,
JD.
I know everybody's happy to see your beautiful face and sick and tired of my monologues, so it's definitely tough without you. So, for those of you new to the show, look beneath my face here, and you'll see some of the topics we're hoping to talk about tonight. But as you all know how the conversation goes, it's a windy road, and who knows where it's going to stop. So anyways, let's just get the ball rolling here quick. Jacob, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and how you even got to this point where you're on a handball podcast?
So I'm a senior at Georgetown College, which is a little NAI school in Georgetown, Kentucky, and I'm the goalkeeper for the men's soccer team. Soccer's been a big part of my life. Been playing since I was about 8 years old. Hold a couple school records here, so I had to throw that in there. Have to brag on myself a little bit.
There we go.
What are the records for? Because they could be bad records. I hold a couple of very bad records.
I hold most single season saves, most career saves, most career shutouts, and most single season shutouts.
Those are definitely good things.
Those
so
are all good
congrats.
Things. All good things.
Great.
Jeez, Joey, what are your? Do you not want to share your?
No, I'll proudly share it. I was the losingest goalie in the history of Hope College lacrosse. I had the most goals against, and then my senior year of high school, I set the state championship record in Michigan for the most goals against in the state championship final. So,
did you guys win?
Hey, it fit. No, it was like the most goals against. We lost.
You played Brother Rice, you said, right?
We were on the same field as Brother Rice. I wouldn't call it necessarily playing, but we got absolutely throttled.
Goodness.
So yeah, glad you have some positive records, Jacob.
Yeah. Real quick though, before you continue, Joey, I'm not sure what's going on with your earpieces, but it looks like you got gauges. Okay, now I can clearly see.
I actually do have gauges.
Okay.
I've really been exploring my soul in the past few weeks, and yeah, I got some gauges and got a few tattoos.
Folks, we lost him, man. He is gone off the track. No gauges, no tattoos for Joey. At least I don't think so. Well, maybe, I don't know. It could be some half truth, half lie there. We'll roll the dice. Anyways, Jacob, back to you. Anyways, you're at Georgetown College, killing it in the soccer world.
Yeah, our soccer team's gotten a whole lot better since I've been here. We didn't have a winning record until 2008. Had our best season since 2007 last year, 14 wins, 5 losses. So that was a lot of fun. We're second in the nation in goals scored. So we scored 99 goals in 19 games. So pretty high powered offense right there.
That's pretty good.
Goals. Yeah, jeez.
That's all right.
Are you originally from Kentucky?
Yeah, I grew up in Lexington, Kentucky, just 30 minutes south. Go Cats.
Okay.
I've been here my whole life. Really chose the school because it was close to my home. Parents could come see me play. Good school. So
How far do you travel for games usually? What's the furthest you guys have to go, I guess?
we go to Marietta, Georgia to go play Life University every other year.
Is that a real university, or did you make that up?
No, it's real. They have one of the best rugby teams in the nation.
Oh,
Wow.
boy. That's the John Ryan
That's-
plug. You know John's going to be chomping at the bit on that one. So
The guy who runs Team Handball News, Jacob, is named John Ryan, and he has a big thing about rugby. Big rugby guy.
he's just a side, initiative. He keeps a lot of good tabs on because there's some similarities and some things to learn from rugby that handball should keep note of. So John likes to keep everybody informed as best as he can. So Jacob, the big news I would say from you is that you came to handball. I don't know how you found handball, whether you found it on the TikTok or what, but I met you a couple weeks ago on an athlete information session, essentially, and here we are now that we've had a couple more discussions about getting more involved and things like that, and you've actually taken the strides to hopefully get a club off the ground here. You want to tell us a little bit about that process?
Yeah, so I came into handball on that TikTok actually. My roommate, he was like, "Hey, Jacob, I think you'd like to play handball. Like they're looking for athletes. You're tall, you're lanky. I think you'd enjoy it." So I got to give him a plug for that. He really got me involved in handball. And then so I filled out that athlete form on the U.S. team handball website, got on that Zoom call, and that really got me started. And then JD got me in contact with Toby Keller, who lives just a couple minutes away, about starting our own club here, and met with him at one of the pubs a couple nights ago. Came up with what we wanted to do, how we wanted to start this club, and went back, came to my room that night. Me and my roommate came up with the Kentucky Stags. Real name we're excited about. Hopefully get it off the ground, go play some games, and bring handball to the area.
Awesome.
That's awesome, man. That's a cool name. And I like the logo too. It's a very neat logo.
How did you come about the stags? I don't know if there's some significance. I don't know if the deer or the buck is the state animal of Kentucky, or if it's tell us a little bit about that selection process.
Well, deer hunting's pretty big in Kentucky. So my roommate's from Indiana, and he was the one who came up with the name.
All right. Don't give him credit. Don't give him credit.
Hey, I made the logo, so I'm going to take credit.
Good.
But and then Toby's from Germany, so we thought we'd throw, and he was like deer is big in Germany as well, I guess.
Jägermeister.
Yeah, that was kind of one of our bases with the logo was a little bit, but
fear the deer. All right, good. For those of you who don't know Toby, he moved here I think 2 years ago, and he's been practicing and training and playing with Cincinnati when he can. He has I don't know if it's a restaurant or a catering company that he operates, so COVID's been pretty tough for him, but he's actually found some time to get back into handball, so this is perfect timing with Jacob coming into the mix. And then when I started telling people about the opportunity of getting a team in Lexington, I had some other people tell me like, "Oh, hey, you got to talk to such and such. They live in Lexington. They would be down to play." And so the ball just keeps on rolling here. So hopefully we can get you guys some games. I think you guys are going to have practice maybe next week. Is that the plan?
Yeah, we're looking for a location right now. That's my roommate.
What's up, roommate?
What's up?
Yeah, we're looking at having a practice next week. Right now, we're having trouble trying to find somewhere to play because most of the gyms around here aren't letting us rent it out because of COVID, and our own school gym won't let us do it because we have people who aren't affiliated with the college. So we're really just trying to find somewhere to practice right now. But if worse comes to worse, we'll go outside. We'll practice. Plan to have practice next Tuesday.
All right, good. I probably should have told you guys this earlier, but did you guys look into meetup.com at all?
No, we haven't.
Okay. This is a Meetup plug. This is not a paid advertisement for Meetup. Meetup is a means to connect people with similar interests. So Andrew in Pittsburgh got us into it because that's how they kind of found a gym to practice in. And we actually got connected with a guy that runs it here in Columbus who was able to get us a gym for $1 per person per week, which is a pretty good deal. So it's not a full-size gym, but it's an indoor space so we can throw balls around and still get a 6-on-6 scrimmage in. So it's something I would definitely look into. I don't know, Lexington's a decent size area, especially with UK. So there's a lot of people out around that are probably looking to do stuff, especially now as, we're starting to get into the colder months here in the Midwest. So definitely look into that. I'll send you more information about it later. But
All right, sounds good.
So Joey, do you think that Lexington is too far for our mini league option that we're looking at? Maybe it's
Lexington's a sweet town. I really like driving down there. Yeah. It's. I mean, it's not terribly long, and it's a pretty straightforward drive, so it's cool. But I'm interested in learning more about like what your conversation was like at the pub, and like what's the vision, what's the plan for the Lexington Snags.
So our big discussion was like what our goals with this are. Obviously, my goal, I want to play for the U.S. national team. It's a hefty goal, but it's something I want to look forward to and train for. For a lot of the guys, I know they just want to play. Like they're interested in the sport. They've watched it with me. They've enjoyed watching it. And I think that it'd be a whole lot of fun to play. And the clubs isn't something that most of the guys that I'm talking to right now, we're all seniors, and it's not something that we want to just do for 6 months and then let it fall apart as soon as we graduate. It's something that we're looking forward to building up and making it a pretty big staple in the area.
Do you know if a lot of the guys are graduating? Are they going to stay working in the Lexington area? Or I don't know what the normal, especially the Georgetown College guys, I assume a lot of local guys, but didn't know if they would stick around. That way you can help keep it growing after you guys graduate here.
Yeah, I'd say most of the guys they're from the area, so I think for at least a year or so they'll be in the area, and we'll be able to keep the core group together as we can start to grow the club. Perfect.
Yeah, and I think that's another person that we need to get you connected with is Ruben Humeda. He is a top-tier Spanish coach that lives in very rural Kentucky that was looking to move to Louisville or Lexington, I think soon. So put that on my list of things to do for Jacob here, because that's another good contact to have. Joey, did that answer your question?
Why do you want to play for the U.S. national team for handball?
So being an Olympian has always been a dream of mine. And I'm gonna be honest, playing soccer doesn't look like it's going to go too much further after I graduate. I love my time with it, but I think it's just that chapter of my life is closing. And I think that handball really gives me a unique opportunity to continue my athletic career because I'm still young. I'm only 21 years old. And I think it gives me a great opportunity to accomplish a lifelong dream I've had.
It's awesome. That's really cool. And yeah. So why handball of all sports? I mean, you saw it looks cool, but I'm sure you've been exposed to like other Olympic sports throughout your life.
I just think handball looks like the most fun sport to play. Like it's simple as that. And I'll be a goalie hopefully, and I can hopefully can transition easily from being a soccer goalie to a handball goalie, and I just have fun with it.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
talking to two handball goalies here, but we both came from lacrosse goalie background. I think the only difficult part for soccer goalies in their transition is the sliding part, like the diving for low shots rather than just taking one step. But it's an easy thing to learn. So I think just understanding your arc and angles and shot trajectories is kind of it's a big avenue that a lot, and being willing to get hit with a ball, I think, is probably the other part that most people don't like to see. So cool, good. It's good to hear. And there's going to be a lot of opportunities, for people to get more involved with the sport coming down the road here. And one of those opportunities, which leads me to my next perfect segue here, is the fact that the men's national team has locked in a spot at the World Championships in Egypt this January. For those of you who are unaware, this was a somewhat controversial situation because there was supposed to be a qualification tournament in Puerto Rico, and Puerto Rico was unable to host said tournament due to COVID complications and things like that. As a result, the North American and Caribbean, I always forget the rest of the just Confederation of Handball Activities of Americas, and we'll just keep adding a bunch of letters onto it. They still had one spot in Group E for the World Championships, and so someone had to go. A lot of people in Europe wanted another European team. Everybody else wanted a team from this region. And so on Monday, the IHF selected Team USA, which upset our friends to the north as well as our friends to the middle of the Atlantic East, Greenland. So Greenland and Canada were a little upset. But when you look at it from a straightforward situation, as John Ryan alluded to many a time in his most recent article, it was just a smart business move for the IHF. Now, the key is the U.S. has to capitalize on that opportunity. So there's going to be TV time. There's going to be a lot of publicity opportunities for Team USA, as well as any sponsors that want to get involved. So a lot of opportunities here.
JD.
Yes.
JD, the TV stuff. People are just saying there's a TV deal.
Yeah.
But is that factual? Like they will broadcasters like be in sports?
So it's a work in progress, because the digging that I did yesterday and today, as well as what John Ryan and I have been doing kind of in the background, is that the agreements to broadcast these games were still available back in July, and as far as John knows, they're still available now. So if an ESPN wanted to walk in and say, we want coverage of these games, they can just walk in and take those rights. Now, the IHF is under it's getting mixed signals from them as to whether they're already have an agreement with a U.S. broadcast service. So we should have an answer on that within by the end of this week, is my hope, because we can't waste too much time on this, because as you know, Joey, from I think it was the last World Championships or maybe it was it was the last World Championships that were on the Olympic Channel. Well, you were there, so you wouldn't know. But the last World Championships were on the Olympic Channel, and they had decent coverage. Games were at decent hours, decent viewership, but still not in comparison to what a primetime, even NBC Sports or a Fox, weekend ticket or something like that, or ESPN would be able to offer. So we're hoping to get some big name TV coverage. Actually, Jacob, are your games for Georgetown College, are they streamed or filmed or broadcast in any capacity?
We live stream all of our games on our college website, but that's about it. We record them too, but it's really just send somebody a link and they can watch the game. So it's not really broadcast too far.
Okay, it's no different than us doing this stream right here. So, okay, good to know, because that's something that we're trying to help legitimize. Joey and I are working hard, just like Jackie Moon did, to help boost the Flint Tropics. We are working to make sure our teams and operations and all our games come out looking fresh. So Joey has retired for the sake of growing the atmosphere and the ambiance of the game. So that's something we got to work on. Sorry, Joey, you look like you were going to say something.
You got it.
All right. So, anyways, so Team USA gets this spot at the World Championship, and so now we are stuck in the group of death, which I don't know that anybody's called it that yet, but I'm pretty sure it's the group of death because it's Norway, France, and Austria. Jacob, from your little handball experience, would you be intimidated by any of those teams?
I mean, I know France won 2 Olympics back to back, and they got silver in Rio. So them alone seems pretty like a tough task. And then I know Norway has got a pretty good team. So I wouldn't call it a group of death, but I think it'll be a good challenge.
It's a good way to put it. Good way to put it. But yeah, so you, even as a newcomer to handball, realize that this is going to be a tall glass of water here for the boys in blue. Red, white, and blue. I shouldn't say the boys in blue. This isn't the police. But yeah, so it should be exciting. I know there's a lot of discussion from some other folks that I've talked to about trying to use this opportunity to put players with maybe less handball experience and more potential growth on the team, just from a growth standpoint, or putting people that have some publicity around them on the team. And I get a lot of mixed signals on that. So, Jacob, what is your stance? Let's put it in put yourself in these shoes here. You're starting for Georgetown College as a goalie, and I don't even know how to fairly put this. Let's just say Tim Howard wants to come to Georgetown College. He's getting another degree, and he wants to take your spot. How would you feel about that?
I mean, Tim Howard's one of my idols, so that'd be first off really cool if Tim Howard came to Georgetown College. But I mean, I wouldn't be too happy about it for my senior year, getting a spot taken that I feel like I earned. So I'd go with the people who really have earned that spot and who have been committed and been playing for quite a while.
All right. And that's just the answer I think I get from most of the people, is that, having a newcomer who doesn't even know handball, that is just a freak athlete in another sport, to try to put them on the team for some PR. It has its positives and negatives, but I think it has a lot of negatives with the team, and that's something that we really just need to avoid. So, Joe, you got any input on that?
I think it's just disrespectful to the sport, quite frankly. And I think even if it's for publicity, and even if you get the type of publicity that Barstool would give, like a stunt like that, imagine Greenland is already like slapped in the face by like the way things were handled. Macedonia, which has an excellent team, those guys didn't qualify. Serbia didn't qualify. And then you have somebody who's never touched a handball before getting to play against the best player in the world on Norway, and then one of the best, national teams in the world, France. It's like, I understand the reasoning behind it, but at the same time, it's, I think, not good. It hurts the credibility of anything legitimate we're trying to do.
So then let me ask this question, probably more for Joey then, is if you got a guy like Alfred Johnson, who plays for Hanover, which is a first league German team, who has an American passport, who has never played with Team USA in the past, would you put him on the team over someone like an Aaron Ham or a Will Kennedy, who's on the more developmental side and could actually probably make some difference here stateside. So that's the real question of the day.
That's a good question, and I'm going to answer that. I'm not really going to even answer that, but I'll like flip it on its head. If Aaron Ham and William Kennedy were serious about playing handball, and if they, and I know that they are, but I'm just saying, like in the theoretical, and they committed themselves to, okay, they're going to use this opportunity as a springboard to start playing in Europe, then I think that's a tough call. Otherwise, on its face, like, yeah, I'm going to take the Hanover guy, like, no doubt. Like, unfortunately, and I'm one of those people, same situation as them, who've like been phased out and then haven't gotten opportunities to travel because of the dual citizens. But at the same time, you know, there's a balance between having an actual competitive team and then making it a field trip for guys like me who, quite frankly, might just don't deserve it athletically. If I'm not at the point where I'm the best player in my position within the pool of eligible players, then I probably don't deserve to go, and that's okay because that's part of sports, right?
Yep.
What are your thoughts on it, JD?
I don't know. This is very tough, and not a lot of people that watch this show know where I'm at as far as my involvement with the national team. But I'm not going to say that our chances of winning are extremely high, nor are they extremely low. But it's a very difficult path to win some games.
So just because it's difficult, we shouldn't give our best effort and put the best team possible out there?
It's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that I would value this opportunity for growth rather than to put together a team that's still going to have the same result as a team that's going to have a larger impact later on in life.
Well, let's pull up the roster from 2002 and see, because there's a lot of American guys on that team who traveled. And aside from David Thomas, maybe Divine Jackson, I don't even know if he was on that team, Derek Keith, Gary Hines. That's 4 guys out of 16. I can't name a single other one. And of those 4 guys, Gary is the only one that had a real career in Europe and actually, I think, made progress for the sport in general. Not to say, I mean, phrase that improperly, but of that, the only real successful handball player was Gary Hines, right? So what you're describing, JD, has been tried before, right?
To an extent, yes. There's a lot of other. I mean, I'd have to pull up that roster to go through it, but I look at that roster and I recognize a lot of those faces as people that are still somewhat involved in some capacity. But to your point, they haven't made a huge enough dent to actually do anything, and that's where it's tough. It's what do you do? And it's no sense in redoing the same thing we've done in the past. So because it has not worked, and that's where I don't know what the best answer is. That's why I'm the one asking the question.
We aren't going to find it by not discussing it,
right?
So
exactly. So Jacob, what slight shift gears here? If you were to play handball in Europe as a continuation of your development as you strive to be on the national team, what country do you think you'd want to play in?
I really like Germany. I've been over to Germany twice. The Netherlands is pretty nice. Really anywhere in Central Europe, I think would be a good place to play. I know Germany has a really good first handball league and second division, but I don't really know much about anywhere else. But I'd say probably anywhere in Central Europe.
Okay. Are you right-handed or left-handed?
I'm right-handed.
Okay. All right. I've gotta ask the question. Big difference there if you're left-handed. But Mark Ortega, he coaches in Volendam, which is a suburb of Amsterdam in the Netherlands. So might be some opportunities there to train.
He's an assistant coach for the U.S. national team.
So might be a good good connection there, as well as we got plenty of opportunities in Germany with some of our other national team friends. So, when the time comes and you're looking to maybe continue, you could be like Joey, take some time off, go be a professional athlete, and see how that ship sails. So, good.
By the way, USA finished out of 24 teams, 24th. Yep.
Yes. Yep. Who all you got that roster up?
I don't have the roster, but I have the Wikipedia page of the tournament.
Okay.
So I would rather finish 23rd, quite frankly, if it meant.
All right.
That's just me, though.
Here's my.
We can agree to disagree.
I just look at if we put a team together that's got Alfred Johnson, Junior Scott, who else? That James Parker. I'm not sure if we'll be able to swing him, but with the team we have already assembled, Domagoj, what's his name? Searson. That's a pretty formidable team.
It's a competitive team, yeah.
Yeah.
Not a lot of depth.
Right.
At that same level, but
my concern though is that I look at some of those other groups and I know that even our current team would be able to be very competitive with several of teams in other groups. Just the group that we're in is some very steep competition. Mishi said one other thing to think about, Jacob, when you're moving to another country, is a good healthcare system during these underestimated difficult times. So something to take note of. But all right, cool. Well, that kind of covered everything I was going to talk about. Joey, you got any other questions for Jacob?
Jacob, what's the dream beyond the Olympics for your handball journey? Like, assume the Olympics is a given. Like, what would you? Actually, let me rephrase that. What does success look like as far as your future career in handball?
Well, first off, being a professional handball player would be what I think would be a real big dream and would help me be successful. I really hadn't thought about really what my goals for success were. It was really just trying to make the Olympic team, hopefully in 2028. Because I haven't played this game as long as everyone else has. So I just wanted my goals really to develop. If I can play professionally, that would be great, and then to play for the Olympic team and hopefully 2028.
Sweet, I like that. What's your goal for the club that you just started?
Really just trying to learn the game first off and start spread it in the area, because as I learned in that Zoom call with JD, it's the most American sport that Americans have never heard anything about. And I think this area would love this sport and that it would grow exponentially once it started getting a solid base.
Awesome, man. Well, I'm excited to follow your journey, and of course, me and JD will be resources for you if you have any questions at all. And yeah, man.
Oh boy, I think we lost some internet capabilities down here in the basement. It's tough times down here in the basement, doggies. Tough times. Hopefully they come back here soon. We're approaching our... Oh, all right. Sorry. Dang internet. I'm telling you. But cool. All right. Well, nobody's got any other questions in the chat, and that was all the questions I was going to... Jacob, do you have any questions for us, I guess?
Not really. Hopefully, when we get the club up and started, get some practice in us, we'd love to come play Ohio State.
All right. I know the boys in the Scarlet and Gray. They're hungry for some competition. The problem, obviously, is that the university is not letting them practice anywhere on campus or inside of buildings or outside, so they pretty much can't even meet up in any capacity. So we've been having Zoom meetings where I try to teach them handball over a Zoom call, which It's not great. It's not great. So definitely looking forward to that. We might even be able to come. We might be able to host some games. I know Joey and the Detroit boys got to come down to Columbus Town, so maybe we could have a little mini shindig.
Host a tournament.
So I just need someone to tell me the day they want to come, and I'll book the gym. So I was told that the gym is open for booking, so that's where we're at right now. Dayton wants in on the competition as too. Dog, can you not do this right now? So Dayton, Jacob, you'll learn here that the I-75 stretch has a lot of handball here between Detroit, Dayton's starting to get a team, and Cincinnati.
Miami.
Well, Miami died. They died. So.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I'm gonna actually try to steal their stuff to give to Jacob here. So I shouldn't say steal, more like obtain. I asked nicely for it, so. But
and so Leo Handball is just posting on his Facebook page every day, and
that's Miami, Florida.
Anymore.
That's Miami, Florida.
Do you know who I'm talking about? The goalie.
Yeah, that's Miami, Florida.
Yeah, exactly. They're on I-75. It's like I'm talking about the real Miami.
Oh, jeez, that's that's not way. That's Miami 75. Is it?
It's where it ends. It goes from Miami to like the UP.
Dang. All right. Well, I guess that is another team on the I-75. I mean, Auburn's just a little bit off the beaten trail, but anyways, I can ramble all day. So, Jacob, you got any closing remarks here before we end the show?
Not really. Just thanks for having me on. Hopefully, talk a lot more about handball. Get this journey started. I think there's a great stepping stone, so I really appreciate the opportunity.
Awesome. Well, thank you for coming on. This is great to get to meet you, and hopefully a good plug for the Kentucky Stags here. So, all right, cool. Well, as always, everybody, keep shooting, shooters.
Thank you, Jacob. Way to take the initiative, man. Looking forward to working with you.
Oh, I think we lost Joey. But, Jacob, I'm sharing your social media stuff here. I got the logo for the Kentucky Stags and a couple of your action shots, so hopefully you get some new followers. So
yeah, Ruben just followed me.
Wow, he must have been listening. That's crazy.
Yeah, he followed me and followed the Stags page and has already sent us a couple messages.
Holy cow. All right. Way to go, Ruben. All right. Good to hear. Good to hear. So, all right, cool. Well, thanks everybody for tuning in. That was a nice little show there. And talk to you next time. Hoping to have a show this weekend with a friend of ours from ESPN. Cha-cha.